How's it going, everybody? Before we get started, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell to be notified about all my future uploads. Now let's get into the video. Previously on Pokémon Xenoverse. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, back again with the post commentary. And for realsies, in the last episode, we got a mission to come to Mount Zodiac and check on the Cardinals, because some weird shit was going on. And goddamn, this place is a freak show, okay? First thing we do is go talk to the people that are normally at the entrance of Mount Zodiac, and they're basically like, yeah, we have no idea what's going on, but we're still here to do our jobs if you need us. So these guys are committed, very hard workers. Aside from that, we make our way into the next room, and somehow the Dark Half Doodle is able to just come out in this dimension, and you'll see as we move forward there's going to be a lot of jumping around between myself and the darkness that lies within. And it freaks Alice out a little bit. But aside from that, we begin our journey through what has to be the most mind-numbing series of puzzles I've ever gone through. Altogether, this area probably took me 3 to 4 hours to get through, and it was hell. Luckily, through the power of movie magic, we can breeze right through them. So basically, the point of these puzzles is to reach this little symbol on the ground, and Aegislash will do its thing and break whatever voodoo curse is going on in the area. The first one was super straightforward, just showing us what we were looking for, and from here we move on to our first Cardinal. The first one we reach is Cardinal Chua, who's freaking out because his Tapu Fini is going crazy and he needs us to stop it. And from here I'm like, oh okay, I see where this is going. We gonna take on every single one of the Tapus from each Cardinal. And, you know, I bet you anything, your boy got all 4 of them up in the thumbnail. You know how I do, just wait and see. Anyways, it's time to throw down with this fool, okay? Basically, for each Tapu, I got the same strategy. I lead a Gorgion, I hit him with that yellow color, and then I spam whatever I can until they freaking die. Each Tapu is part dark, and I got plenty of fairy and bug moves to go around. Now, since it did just go for a Calm Mind, I'm going to go into my boy Tyranitar. We got the bug moves on deck with Choice Banded. They hit us with a Psychic, and that does a shit ton. From here, though, we get a little bit of luck with some paralysis going on. Eventually, they do knock us out with the Dark Pulse. That shit's a little disrespectful. But, hey, that's not the only super effective moves we got. Like I said, we pack in Fairy, we pack in Bug, they pack in Flamethrower, but you know we got that Focus Sash too. So we're basically just, like I said, wailing on them non-stop until they go down. They're gonna hit us with the Flamethrower, take out our Grudako, but from here I just went in a cycle of like reviving my Tyranitar and then hitting it with the move lane to kill me and reviving it until Tapu Fini eventually died, and then a Gorgion comes in to deal the finishing blow. After the battle, we actually get to keep the Tapus, which is pretty cool. I figured we were going to have to go catch them at a later point or something. But then Chua lets us know a bit about what's been going on around here, saying some invader came during the ritual, made everything all topsy-turvy, and caused all their Tapus to start raging. After that, he gets a little depressed and starts calling himself a failure and is all disappointed and stuff. But Alice seems fine to move on, and our Dark Half is enjoying getting a fight, so, I mean, fuck it. Let's move on to the next area and see what kind of puzzles await us there. Now, this is where the puzzles get mildly annoying, and not sure if you guys noticed at the start, but anytime I'm in my bad boy form, the controls are inverted. So as these areas switch me between the two forms, my controls are constantly being switched around. On top of that, you'll start to notice every single one of these puzzles resets me back to the beginning when I do them wrong. Well, you probably won't notice because I think I'm just editing out every single time I do them wrong. But either way, that was definitely something that got really annoying later down the road. After making it through the next area, we meet up with Cardinal Neva, who's in a time loop trying to stop her Tapu Lele. It's actually kind of hilarious, but you know we gotta shut that shit down. Not because we're the good guys and we gotta save the day and everything and help people, but because we want all the legendary Pokemon to ourselves, okay? So let's get this next battle started. So, like I said, y'all know the strategy. We lead with the Gorgion, we hit them with the yellow color, and then we just fuck them up till they die. This one I wanted to show though, this one was honestly a pretty stally battle, so I'm just gonna move forward with it, but I did want to show the beginning. It was pretty funny. We paralyze them, okay? Then we go for a Signal Beam. They get confused, and then they hit themselves in confusion. So it's like, Alright, well, cool. Let's take advantage of that. Go into my boy Aegislash. Hit him up with the sword stance. They're gonna hit themselves in confusion again. So we get up to +2. From here, they're gonna go and hit themselves in confusion for a 3rd time in a row. We hit them with a play rough, and then they hit themselves in confusion a 4th time in a row. Like, I've never seen someone get hit with confusion that many times. It was pretty amazing. They finally snap out, hit me with the ice beam that does a shit ton. This Tapu Lele is just not very, like, it didn't hit as hard as some of the other ones, but it was more bulky. So I did take the opportunity to show off this Mega Blossom that I had on my team. I thought it would be fun. We set up some quiver dances, and we're able to stall it out with healing and stuff, and tankiness moves, until eventually we just knocked that fool out with the flamethrower. And then the Tapu Lele is ours. Now, after the battle, Neva tries to do the same thing, kind of just give us a little bit more information on what's been going on, saying she's been stuck in a time loop for a couple days. After that, though, our dark side has a pretty big oof moment, because Neva passes out from exhaustion from basically being in a loop of battling non-stop, and he's over here like complaining about how weak she is, and Alice didn't really like that, so she said, let's shut up, move on to the next area. Now, this area was a real asshole, okay? Basically nothing but puzzles filled with nonsense. Each one was a maze that you had to figure out the right pattern for and do things in the right time and the right order, or you had to start all over, and I easily spent like over an hour just in here. So fuck this place, let's get the hell up out of here, move on to the next cardinal. So next up is my man Peyote, who actually says he's in a stalemate with his Tapu, unlike the others that were getting tossed around. My man said, nah, I may not be able to beat you, but you ain't beating me neither, okay? And now it's time for your boy to give this Coco a real fight. So let's get into this shit. So this one started like any other Tapu battle, you feel me? We send out the Igorgion, we hit him with that priority. Did you know this move's priority, by the way? Priority paralysis that only Igorgion gets. Pretty clean. So we paralyze him, start throwing our fairy moves at it. This fool's getting paralyzed. There's a little bit of hacks here. These Tapu battles have all just been really entertaining for no reason. This dude sets up a workup, so its attack's getting a little high. So we're throwing off our moves as usual, okay? Then all of a sudden, we send out Grudako, we start swinging, doing our thing, get a little paralysis hacks along the way. And for one, this part is hilarious because he's getting paralyzed like non-stop. But once he does finally come around to hitting us, he decides to go for Brave Bird. And I'm like, oh shit, we packing Brave Bird on this dude? He takes like almost a full bar health from recoil. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever, bro. You do you. I'll send out my goons, keep hitting you with my moves, but if you're gonna keep throwing off Brave Birds, then you pretty much taking yourself out. So I was like, I don't even care at this point. Send down Tyranitar. Say, like, this dude's a rock type and he still crits, one-shots him. Just damn near dead at this point. We send out Blossom. Don't even need to Mega Evolve because Tapu Koko understands the assignment, okay? We send out our Pokemon that's the most weak to Brave Bird, and Tapu Koko just knocks himself out. So after the battle, Peyote is actually like, okay, you guys go take care of Abraham. He's the last cardinal left. Make sure he's doing good. And he says he's going to go back down, backtrack, make sure everyone else is being taken care of. So we move forward, get into the next area, and at this point, Alice is having some serious doubts as things seem to be getting worse, more twisted, more dangerous. She says Peyote should probably be the one to come with me instead of her. But, you know, she likes to show us that she's brave and reliable and do whatever we need her to do, essentially. So she says, okay, forget it. Let's move forward. Let's take care of business. And after that, we have a little conversation with Dark Doodle, who is basically saying he thinks he knows who's causing all this and is warning us to be careful. I don't know what that means, but some shit is definitely about to happen. Now, this last area was honestly just a nightmare. Let me get this out of the way and say, anytime I talk to Alice in this area, she's battling me. These are like mirrors that show different thoughts she's had. Basically, they're all different parts of her. I decided to cut all these battles out because they were honestly just extremely random. Like, I don't know who decided on her teams. None of them were consistent with like each other. and we had to battle her like 8 or 9 times. It was honestly ridiculous. And this part, okay, this was stupid as fuck. So they got this Gen 2 looking area, and you need to go and talk to Alice. She'll disappear, and then you're just supposed to know, like, oh, obviously I had to walk through the wall next to where she's at. Like, what the fuck? This shit took me so long to figure out, and it's just like, how was I supposed to know that? Honestly though, this place gets pretty insane at the end. Like, I don't know what the fuck my eyes are looking at, but whoever made this area is one twisted son of a bitch, let me tell you. So after hours of puzzling, we finally make it to the final cardinal. We reach Abraham to find him completely passed out, and once Alice sees this, she's literally like paralyzed with fear that someone as strong as Abraham couldn't do anything to stop the Bulu, that this situation is getting too out of control for even someone like him. But we gotta step in and take care of business as usual, so let's get this last fight nice and handled. Now, this one was honestly one of the easier battles. We're gonna do our usual lead, Igorgion, paralyze him, all that good stuff. He actually has Dragon Dance, which is kind of scary. But like I was saying, this is one of the easier ones because this one is Dragon and Dark. So it's 4 times weak to Fairy. And like I said before, our team is packing hella Fairy type moves. So Igorgion goes down. It actually has like good coverage to take out everything. But at this point, having such strong hitters with 4 times weak effective moves, and he never really set up like another Dragon Dance after this point, so we were always able to outspeed him. Even if he was one-shotting us, it never got like too out of control. So I basically just decided to start reviving Grudako non-stop and hitting him with a play rough until eventually we wear all his health down. The Bulu was taken care of pretty well. So we wrap up the battle with Tapu Bulu, and that's our final Tapu. We got a hold of all 4 of them, and at this point Alice is not having it. She realizes things have gotten way too dangerous and we should not go any further, but you know what? Dark Doodle is the one calling the shots right now, and he says nothing to Alice. He is ready to move forward, ready to see where this is all ending up, and just completely leaves her behind as we move on to the final area where it appears that someone or something has been waiting for us all along.